resources for the teachings. So this is very important in this today's era. In this today's competitive era, the paperworks and the things in a monotonous jobs has been gone. Now it is a time for all of us to adopt such changes in a positive manner, and we need to shift from the physical documentation part and the teaching pedagogy from the documentation or physical mode to a virtual mode, right? So which is very important for all of us, right? So let's go ahead with this. What is the importance of the ICT tools and the various online resources which are available for the teaching fraternity, so that we can enhance more and more effectively to our students, and we can make our classroom delivery more effectively so that the students can have the more benefit, and we should make them ready for the industry to get them placed in this today's competitive era, right? So this is one of the important aspect for all of us. So first of all, we need to understand the goals of the higher educations, right? As the theme of this FDP is, the quality education in higher education, right? Institutes. So higher education serves what kind of goals? What kind of things that we need to enhance among the students being in faculty? So these things are going to possible until and unless if the faculty doesn't possess that much quality, right? So now this is a time, this is a period that even though we have achieved a lot many degrees and we have lot many certification courses, but still it is a time that we need to upgrade ourselves. We need to make ourselves ready for the, acting like anything that is coming in our journey as a part of faculty, so that we can deliver in a industry material for the students, right? And we makes ourselves what I can say is that we are ready to deliver our session more fruitfully. So we need to understand the primary goals for the higher educations. So first is employability. As I have discussed, that we need to make our students in such a way that they are ready with the employment part, right? So we need to understand the requirement of the industry as they are coming for the placement at our higher educational institute. So we need to develop a rapport with the industrial person, right? We need to understand the requirements of the industry, and accordingly we need to guide our students. We need to design our curriculum. We all are following the CBCS system, right? Choice based credit system. So we continuously we need to evolve our syllabus as per the requirement of the industry, and that syllabus we need to offer to our students. And in the syllabus part, industries are more prone to have more knowledge of ICT tools and online resources among the students, because the paperwork has gone. Now all the records are making in a soft manner. And I hope you are aware about certain parameters in this research scenario, that many of the analytical course that has been offered by many universities in nowadays, right? I hope you are aware about business analytics. So basically I'm a management faculty. So I till the time, if I'll talk about before 2 to 3 years back, so basically we have 3 to 4 specialization in most of the organizational institute or university, like marketing, finance, and HR, or most probably it is international business, right? So these all are covered under the general BBA or MBA part. But now if I'll talk about in the today's scenario, now even if I'll talk about the engineering or technological background part, so if it is a BCA, even if it is MSc, BSc, right, they have been coming out with the business analytics. So the online tools are gaining more and more importance in the today's scenario, and we need to make our students ready with the online tools and research pedagogy which is required in this today's scenario. So basically the purpose of telling this FDP program is to have how to manage a bulky data, machine learning, so that we should know, and our students should also know in the coming time period. So this is the employability part, that by considering all this factor, we need to make our students ready for the industry, placed. Fine. Okay. Then increase earning potential. So they are interrelated with each other. If the students will have the high employability, if the students have possessed more skills and talents, so definitely they have more increasing earning potentials among them. right? Industries are ready to take them, industries are ready to hire them, or even if they have possessed some years of experience, so industries are ready to pay any number of package, as per the skills and talents that the students have. But majority of the industries are nowadays are demanding the employees who are much more prone to the excess of various ICT tools and the online resources as a part of working pedagogy, right? So this is what we need to consider, that employability leads to increased earning potential, right? So the basic purpose of telling you is this, that we should design our curriculum, we should design our syllabus in such a manner that students should have the earning potential among them, right? By considering the present scenario. Then, and that's what I told you, that how the earning potential will increase. So this is correlated with the advanced knowledge that they possess, right? Everybody, if I'll talk about the management program, so management program means everybody knows about the definition of marketing, definition of finance, definition of HR, concepts of HR, finance, but how the application of this concept, with the use of various ICT tools and techniques, right? Because nowadays for all the works, these all tools and techniques are going to be used by the organization. So the people should possess the advanced knowledge in terms of how this concept should be real-time application in the real world scenario, right? So only the theoretical knowledge will not work, but in terms of the applications through the various ICT tools, right? Information communication and technology and online resources that are available for the making your work very fast and in an efficient manner. So advanced knowledge is required. Then wisdom, they should have their wisdom. So if they have all these three above qualities, so definitely they will bring the wisdom in their attitude, behavior, and the overall performance that they are going to perform at the time of industrial profile. And finally, this is very important, research and experimentation. Right. So students should have, tendency. We need to build up the tendency among the students that they should not prone to have the ready-made data available with their own, but we need to make them force that they should learn how to do the things, how to experiment the things by their own, and they should come out with the meaningful conclusion and meaningful solutions of the various kinds of data and tools that are available with them, right? So research and experiment is one of the important aspect, whether it is industry or whether it is educational scenario nowadays, right? So it is gaining more and more importance, and we all need to adopt this, right? Many of the universities are having the facilities for the faculties as well to go with the funding projects, consultancy projects, right? And that same thing, we are going for the SSIP projects as well, right? So if the students are having SSIP projects through the entrepreneurship innovative ideas, and majorly innovative ideas have been funded with the technological background, engineering background, in terms of various technological innovation, experimental innovations that are coming out with the students. So various universities are having different grants among the head of entrepreneurs also should be benefited, right? And government of India is also making more imposed on such kind of projects that students should possess, and the country will come out with a more innovative idea in terms of ICT tools and techniques, so that the country will get benefited and the society as a whole, right? So this is a primary goal for the higher education. Secondary goals, so first is spiritual growth. So they should have their own spirit in terms of learning new things. They should have the positive attitudes among them. So as a teacher, we need to build up the spiritual growth of the students, right? Then mental growth, yes, we should make them ready for taking the challenges. We should make them ready for taking the risk, right? So that they can have the more and more benefit in the future, and they can come out with such a mindset, they can handle the pressure of the industrial scenario, right? So many of the students, we have seen that they are struggling at the time of going into industry, right? And they are ruining their career. So as a teacher, we should make them ready material for the industry, and this is what it is, right? So mental growth is one of the most important parameters that we should develop among the students. Then engaging in the quest means we should give some assignments to the students, we should give some problems to the students, and let them come out with the more fruitful solutions, like a case study. We can go with the case study also, with the use of various ICT tools and techniques, and let them ask for the meaning for solutions, right? Or we can provide some projects to them, where we can ask some meaningful solutions of this particular things. Even if you can engage them into university programs also, where you can ask for the meaningful solutions for particular problems. Then facilitating better lifestyle, that is what it is. And developing scientific outlook. This is very important with the use of ICT tools and techniques, which we need to develop among the students. Okay. Now, what are the new dimensions of higher educations with the use of ICT tools? So, branding, openness, and academic quality, right? So, every institute and every organization in India who are dealing in the higher educational program, so they are having this three pedagogy as a part of delivering to the education. First is promoting the brand, and second one is delivering on the promise of the brand, right? So every organization, every university have their own vision and mission statements. But at the same time, when the students are here at the campus, it is a responsibility of the university and organization to stand up with the vision and mission that they have decided, and based on which the students have taken the admission at their university or institute. So brand is an often equated to an institutional academic reputation, right? So if the education institute are coming out with that expectation, so they will come out with the brand, right? And they have to meet out with these expectations. So two major components that we need to deal, that is first is openness, that is education is sharing, and knowledge is information, right? So we have to come out with the openness of the education that we are going to share, and at the same time we need to deal with the open educational resources, open access, open sources, and massive open online courses, right? So these are the forms of openness that we need to deal with it. Okay. Then three dimensions of ICT tools. So first is creativity. So we need to be creative enough. Whatever idea, things that we are come out, so they should have some creativity. They should have some innovations, right? So creativity. So creativity stands for which has come out with something new, which was not evolved earlier. So that is what is the use of ICT tools. So they can, if they know the ICT tools, if they know the proper use of ICT tools, so they can bring more and more creative in terms of their work, in terms of their efforts. So this is the importance of the ICT tools in the higher education. Then the second portion is competitiveness. So yes, nobody can sustain in this market who are going with the monotonous products or services, or in whatever manner they are going. So if they want to sustain in this competitive era, they need to bring some creativity among their deliveries that they are doing. So this is what it is a part of competitiveness. So we need to bring the competitiveness among the deliveries that we are making. So yes, competitiveness is one of the important aspects that we all need to do with this. So we need to competitive, we need to understand the importance of the competition, and accordingly we need to deal with the projects. Fine. Then the third part is collaboration. So we need to make the collaboration with various organizations, various institutes. So if you are coming out with certain new ideas, certain new products, policies, right? So you need to collaborate with various agencies, those who are dealing into this, and you have to take the benefit out of it. Like if you're coming out with some good idea in terms of, in engineering products or with the use of ICT tools, so you need to collaborate with those industries who are dealing into particular things, so that you can do it with the use of ICT tools, right? So you have to collaborate among various institute or various funding agencies. And if we have all these three aspects, then it leads to harmony in the society, right? So if the students are possessing these three dimensions of ICT tools, then ultimately it brings the harmony in the society. Means they have the better and meaningful life in their future, right? So this is called harmony in society. Means everybody is satisfied with the way they are going, with the things that they are possessing, and the things that they will go get in the future as well, right? So this is called harmony in society. So types of ICT tools which are available. So many of us are using YouTube's, right? So if you are stuck up in anywhere, any part of the process, if you don't know how to use Google Classroom, if you don't know any analytical tools path, right? Or else if you want to know, even if you want to know how to use internet banking of various banks, how to sort out any parameters of certain things. So if you do the YouTube's, right? So YouTube has all the videos for all the questions, right? So YouTube will provide a meaningful solutions for all the problems, right? So even if you don't know anything, if you do the YouTube and if you see the sessions of uploaded by the various expert on the YouTubes, so many of our time your believe me, 80% of the problems are getting solved with the YouTubes only. You don't have to ask to anyone. Please let me know how to do that things. If you simply do the YouTube, YouTube will solve all the problems. 80% of the problems will be solved by the YouTubes. So this is what the beauty of the ICT tools and techniques. So all must use that particular parameter. Then yes, Wikipedia. So if we want to know any things, any articles, any news, any things which we don't know, and if we want any physical, any written form solution, or we want to know any concept, so Wikipedia is the best tool to get the concept idea, right, which has been shared by the various authors. So they have shared their views over that. So Wikipedia is one of the best tool. So you have the various Google groups. I hope you all are using that parameters. So where you can have the Google Drive. So if you want to save your content, so you can use the Google Drive where you have the spacing availability of up to 15 GB, right? So you can share your data for the coming classes. You can make a Google groups for connecting to the students and to have the communication, or if you want to share something over that, so you can share among them. You have a Google chats as well, right? So instead of WhatsApp chats, if you want to go for the official chat box, so you can have the Google chats where you can share the email IDs of all the students and they will be involved in this particular groups, right, by clicking over there. So all the official communications, if you want to share through the Google, so this is also possible with the use of Google Chat, right? So Google Chat is one of the option. You can share, you can save your contacts that you have in your mobile phone. So even if you lost your mobile phone, your contact should not get lost. So you will have the backup to the Google with the Google contacts. Gmail, we all are aware that you have your Gmail ID and through which you can make all the official communications with the Gmail, right? So Gmail is one of the aspect. Right. So these are various parameters, like you have a Google Forms, right, where you can collect the responses from the respondent. You have a Google Quiz also where you can conduct the Google Quiz as well. So these are the various tools which are available in terms of ICT, so that we all must aware about this particular things. So Google Docs. So this is an alternative of MS Word. So Google Docs has a facility that whatever you are speaking, so if you don't want to type your Word file, so if you go into Google Docs and if you just speak out on your laptop or PC, so Google Docs will collect your speech and it will type all the things that you want to cover, right? So if you are not good in terms of typing and if you are good in speaking and if you want to save your energy, so Google Docs is one of the important tools. So you don't need keyboard also. So Google Docs will type all the contents that you want to type and make it ready for the print, right? So Google Docs is one of the great tool that we all can use it, and we can make our material ready, right? So you just need to speak and the things will be ready within a minutes or fraction of minutes, right? So this is important. Yes, definitely blogs. So there are various authors who are writing various blogs for different topics, different subjects, where they are sharing their own views over that. So definitely you can use that particular things, and maximum benefit you need to get it from this blogs, right? So blogs are available for all the topics, all the subjects. So you need to visit various blogs website where you can find the very important and very meaningful things that you want to know about particular topics. So various authors have shared their views over there. So this is blogs. So definitely you can refer the blogs as well. Then we have Google Maps. So Google Maps is another aspect where you can share your locations, right? So wherever you want to go, so you all aware about that. So I'll not discuss much on this. So Google Maps, slide share, very important for all of us. So we all are having one of the pedagogy to teach the students on the PPT. Right now, I am also taking this virtual FDP program on the virtual PPT mode, right? So If you want to get some important highlights of the topic, right, or even if you are not getting the things very clearly for particular topics, and if you want to know the key points or highlighted points that we need to focus for that particular topic, so definitely we can get the slides over out of the slideshare, right? So if you have a Google account, Gmail account, so you can have a login and access of the slides of the various authors who have uploaded their work over there. So this is very good option for all of us. So SlideShare is one of them. Now, important source of information. So Wikispace, right? This is where we have the information about the various topics that we are looking for. So Wikispace is one of the information sources, right? And Skype, where we can conduct the online video lectures, when we are not aware about the Google Meet and Zoom. So usually we used to have the Skype ID, and in India we have the connection with the relatives or friends or academic fraternity through the Skype ID, right? So we usually connect ourselves with the video conferencing through the Skype mode, but now we have multiple options apart from the Skype. Okay, so this is a Dropbox. So this is one of the option. That we have a Facebook. Yes, we can keep ourselves updated. This is a social media, right, where we are getting all the informations, whether it is for the social purpose, whether it is for the professional purpose, right? So all sort of information that are available with the use of Facebooks, right? So we all have the application of Facebook in our mobile, and we keep ourselves updated with the recent scenario which is going on in the market, right? So in whatever fields you are, right? So Facebook keep us update ourselves, and even if we are not getting much updations in the news channels or newspaper, but things we are getting from the Facebooks are more recent, and quickly we are getting the things because it is very useful and very popular Facebook social media website that we all are using. Then Twitter. Yes, not all are using but Twitter, but yes, Twitter is having meaningful social website where all the politicians, big film stars, and many of the people are using the Twitter to share their views, to share their opinion on particular topics, or in terms of, they're having their particular views on the particular things. So Twitter is also the one of the important aspect for all of us. So we must use the Twitter as a part of, sharing the views, and to have the glance of the views of the others as well, right? What is the views of others on the particular topics, right? So tweeters are very important. We have seen many film stars tweeters on the news channels, right, that they are sharing their opinion in terms of regards or disregard on particular topics that they have. So Twitter is important things that we all are using, right? Okay. Then Digo is also one of the important, social media site that we all are using as a part of information sharing. SlideShare we have covered. Yes, Mozilla Firefox is a web browser that we are using for getting the information. So we have various web browser like Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Internet Explorer, right? So these all medias that we can use, for having a search engine. We are searching for various things. We are operating various websites, social media sites through this, browsers. Google Chrome, right? As we have told, Internet Explorer is also there, right? Okay. Now, what is the role of ICT tools in higher education in India? So, it is a ray of hope in the pandemic, right? So, we all know aware about COVID, right? So, COVID was blessing in disguise for the India, right? Before COVID, I think we being an academic fraternity, we are not much prone to use the ICT tools and techniques as a part of the solution of our teaching pedagogy. But due to COVID, we were in the situation that we have no choice. We are left out with no choice. So gradually, all the people have been shifted themselves from the physical mode to the online mode. And fortunately or unfortunately, we all have to learn the efficient use of this ICT tool to conduct our classes in a very smooth manner, right? So COVID has forced people with the importance of the ICT tools, even if you are in a very bad situation, even if you cannot go out at your home, but you cannot stop yourself to gain the knowledge, right? So this is what the importance of ICT tools, that you cannot stop yourself. Even if you're sitting at your home, you can gain much more knowledge than going outside the market. So this is what the use of ICT tool, that is a ray of hope in this pandemic. So ICT has become an integral part of today's teaching learning process, as face-to-face interactions among teachers and students was a bit difficult, right? So at that time, ICT has played a significant role. We had conducted classes on Google Meet, we had conducted classes on Zoom, we had conducted classes on, Microsoft Team. So there are a lot many tools that suddenly we have heard for the first time. And before COVID, we were not aware about such tools, but yes, COVID had make it available, and we have been now using in a day-to-day life as well. So this is what the beauty of ICT tools. So countries over the globes are using ICT tools for teaching learning process, for facilitating information dissemination and communication in all the areas of teaching learning process. Even if I remember that even we were not conducting the live classes at the time of pandemic with the use of ICT tools in higher education, we used to keep our lectures recording at the use of various ICT tools like Google Meet, Zooms, and we keep our recordings, and we were uploading on the university websites, and universities was floating those lectures on YouTube's or their official website page, and students needs to have the access of this with the use of ID and password if they want to create a confidentiality of their own content. So students can, they can log in this access of the lectures in their personal apps through ID and password. So this is what it brings things into very innovative, in a very efficient, and in a very flexible manner for the students to access those content as and when they want to access. So there is no barriers of time, there is no barriers of locations to access those material, but as and when they will feel to access, they can access at any point of time. So this is what ICT has bring into the higher education in India. So benefits of effective utilization of ICT tools. So it motivates the students because students have no location barrier, no time barrier. Even if they are going for the sleep, they can access those material and they can enhance their knowledge. They can upgrade themselves. So that is what they motivate the students, that they can access those material at any point of time as per their conveniency. So conveniency is biggest factor as far as the ICT tools use is concerned in terms of higher education in India. So second part is make session more attentive and interesting. Yes, this is possible because when we are going with the physical education, right, physical part of the education, so we are having a limited resources where we can have the session with the chalk and talk, or rest of we can do it with the PPT. We can use it with the PPT, right? So this is also possible. So we can make it more attentive and interesting with the use of this PPT. So yes, this is also possible. So we can make it attentive and interesting as well. Re-energize teachers' motivation, right? So we can energize teachers' motivation because teachers also have the same freedom that the students have, right? They can use these tools at any point of time as and when they feel. So it re-energize the motivations of the teachers as well. So teachers will get also motivate themselves for the usage of these ICT tools, right? Okay. Then learn new skills and technology. Yes, if you want to use ICT tools, you should aware about the various products, various features, various tools, and then only it is possible to use the ICT tools. So yes, students can learn new skills and techniques to use those ICT tools. So ICT tools brings to adoption of new skills and technology, whether it is students or teachers. So both have to learn it. Even if I'm delivering lectures right now, I should know the various features of ICT tools, then only I can deliver in a very effective and efficient manner. Otherwise, if the deliveries are not good in terms of this, so students are also get demoralized with the use of ICT tools in their educational purpose. So yes, it should be very proper in terms of both the part, whether it is on the maker side or whether it is on the deliver side, right? So these things we need to take into mind, that we should learn new skills and techniques as well. Then fifth is help students to understand the concept clearly. So ICT tools help the students to understand the concept clearly, right? So students can understand their own concept very clearly and very precisely, right? So students can have the more clarity. Even if while teaching this part, if anybody has a doubt, so they can directly Google it out with the use of ICT tools or any other softwares or protocols they know. So they can go ahead and they can have the access of the information very precisely. So this is possible with the use of ICT tools. Clear? The integration of ICTs in teaching in general and teachers' education in particular is the need of the day, right? So we need to understand that the combination of these tools and the education and the knowledge that every teachers are possessing, they should have the collaborative efforts at a part of delivering those sessions. If it is not there, then the delivery of the session will not go in a manner that we have decided. So it should be in a very fruitful manner, and the use of these tools can make a sustainable changes both in terms of teaching and training, mainly in two way. So this is very important part, that is sustainable training. So sustainability means it should have the meaningful output at a part of the changes. So sustainable changes in terms of teaching and training, mainly in two ways. The first is the rich representation of information that changes learners' perception and understanding of the context. And secondly, the vast distribution and easy access of information can change the relationship between the teachers and students, right? So vast information. So whenever you are delivering certain things at ICT tools, so you must ensure that you should have the proper knowledge and access of the information while delivering those content, because students are more smart than us, right? So we should have the detailed information for the topic that we are delivering to the students, so that they can have the better access and they can understand the things very properly. At the same time, we should also prove our things that we are delivering in the right manner. So this is very important while you are using the ICT tools for the educational purpose. ICT can also provide powerful support for the educational innovation, right? So as I already told, that students should have the competitiveness, innovativeness, right? As and when they are delivering, as and when they are going for the market, so they should have the powerful support in terms of educational innovation, right? So what is innovation? That we need to understand the innovation in terms of when we are bringing something, new ideas, new concept into the practice. So we should design the things in a such a manner that it could come out with some new ideas, new innovation that will bring the powerful support for the industry ready material for the students, right? So this is what we required as a part of ICT tool, and that has been bring by the ICT tools among the students at the time of using at the higher educational institutes. So a few comments on ICT tools at the time of COVID. So if I'll talk about government of the UK, so that it is a tool that whole school improvement during this critical time. So right, so UK was badly suffering at the time of COVID. So they had used this ICT tool in a very effective manner, and they have been, successful in terms of delivering the knowledge to their students. Right, so school was running properly, universities was running properly, smoothly, even if it is a virtual mode. A hugely powerful medium of transferring teaching and learning and make it unstoppable. So this is very important parameter that ICT has helped the higher educational institute at the time of COVID, that learning was not stopped. It was ongoing, right? So ICT has made it possible that learning should not be stopped. Then about the Mayo Demonstration School of Science and Technology, USA, they had made a comment on ICT in higher education. What is critical about the success of Mayo is not the use of technology, but the expectation of children and educators to work collaboratively in this pandemic situation, right? So as I already told you, that it should not be one-way traffic, it should be two-way traffic, that both the person know the effective use of ICT tool, have the synergy for the education, for the knowledge among themselves, right? So it is a collaborative effort that both should learn and both should know the effective use of these particular tools to have these creating a more synergy for the educational purpose. Then there is a comment that has been getting from Apple Classroom for Tomorrow's project, that is broader implications for schooling become apparent. Meaningful use of technology in schools he realized during this difficult time and goes for beyond just dropping technology into classrooms. By the time our sites were reporting new kids of outcomes for students, and we had witnessed what amounted of a transformation of their learning cultures. For example, teachers' instructional belief and practices underwent an evolution, and we believe the improvement in students' competencies to be a result of teachers' personal appreciation of the technology, right? So both have grown, both have take the usage of tech ICT tools, and both have been benefited with the use of this particular ICT tools and online resources in terms of higher education, right? So these are the various comments with that has been received across the globe for the use of ICT tools in the higher education. Now, the reason for why ICT tools is required in higher education. The first is the face of classroom is changing. Right now, it has not been restricted to the physical one, so it has been changed. The teacher should prepare to keep up with technology utility in the classroom, right? So we should be updated. We should be keep yourself updating in terms of various tools and technologies which are available as a part of delivery of the session, right? So ICT is not only an essential tool for teachers in their day-to-day work, but also offers them opportunities for their own professional development, right? So this is not only essential tools in their day-to-day work, but it also offers the opportunities for their own professional development, right? So this is also we need to take into consideration. So in conventional teaching, most of the time is consumed for the input output and less time for the process. So if you are going with the conventional teaching, right, so it is more time consumed in terms of input and output, right? So we are going to take the session and students are learning, and then we have the concerns, right? But less time in the process. So it is very less time in terms of understanding the concept. So we are sparing very less time in terms of the processual part. So teaching with the ICT, the inputs and output time is reduced and process time is increased. So what ICT has bring apart from the normal classroom, that the time that we were sharing in terms of input and output delivery was reduced and the process time has increased. Matlab how to proceed, the real-time applications, right? So that has been increased. When the process time is increased, time of students' activities, discussion, correlation with other subjects, brainstorming, and learning that also has increased substantially, right? So with the use of ICT, students can have the access of various materials, various tools, various techniques, various softwares. All things has been possible with the use of ICT tool, and it brings the changes among the students, and that's why it has been said that learning has also increased significantly. So that's why it has been said that ICT tools are considered to be blessing in disguise. So that is a student's perspective, that it is a mixed model of textbook and technology. So whatever concept that you are learning from the textbook, you can relate those textbook concept with the real-time application with the use of the various technological tools that are available online, right? And it is best suitable for the tech-friendly and modernized new generation, right? So in this new generation, you have the access of various website, various applications. We are aware about various website like Baiju, Academia, right? So students can access the material for the concept that they required, and they can enhance their knowledge in a very effective manner. Second part is it has been evolved as a platform for new learning, that is, which is the seeds of creativity, right? So it has enhanced the platform for the new learner, and it has been evolved as a seeds of creativity. So students can bring the creativity out of the use of ICT tools. ICT tool also gives the access to the students to do any courses at any point of time by connecting themselves with the best of faculty. So yes, this is one of the important benefit that students can gain out of the use of ICT tools in the higher education. And most importantly, it is cost friendly. You don't have to spare any cost. You just require the internet access, and you can have the multiple access of the multiple tools of ICT for the educational purpose, and students can have the enhancement of knowledge in a very better manner apart from the textbook learning. And from the teacher's perspective, if I need to say, then it is the tools that empowers and helping them in the time of this epidemic to connect with the fellow teachers virtually. So even if the teacher fraternity wants to connect themselves, this is the period those teachers who have enhanced their knowledge in terms of various topics of the today's generation, like research or any other parameters of their own stream. So the pandemic has given a time to teachers to enhance their knowledge apart from having the other administrative stuff. right? So I had connected various teachers at this particular point of time, and they have gained a significant benefit out of this particular period with the use of ICT tools by having a connection of various faculty development programs, seminars, workshops on various topics. So it has breached the gap between those who have the access of variety of the content in different languages and those who do not have. Earlier, we have this bifurcation or dispute that many of the time people have certain excess of the material and many people don't have it. But ICT has breached those gaps. Even if you don't have any material at this particular point of time, you just Google it out and you have the material in your hand, right? So this is what ICT has bring the enhancement in terms of the knowledge, and ICT tools have the power to make teachers teach an unlimited number of students, which is not possible in a physical classroom. Yes, this is the important things that physical classroom have the barriers, like we can reach to 60, 70 as per the capacity of the classroom that we have. But this is the mode where we can connect 100, 200 people at one particular point of time, and we can have the effective delivery of the content that we want to deliver it to the our target audience, right? So this is possible with the use of ICT tools, right? Okay. So modern tools of ICT in teaching learning process that we have. So let's go ahead. So one of this Swayam, this is a MOOC course providing which was affiliated with the government of India. So teachers can go and whatever discipline you are, whether it is physical education, social science, right? So all the courses are available with the Swayam. So you can access those courses. It is certified free courses. So you can get the affiliation with the government of India and access of the video lectures and materials, and you can give the exams as well and have the certification for the things that you want to be, right, for the coming future. So Coursera is an international platform where the various international universities have been affiliated. So they are providing various courses on the different disciplines in which you are. So you can also take the benefit of the Coursera with the access of the university that you are. Then Harvard University is also providing an open online platform for the various courses that also you can have the access. Byju's, we all know, for the school learning. So students have the access of Byju's, but it is very costly in terms of it. So Baidu is also one of the platform. Apart from that, IIM Bangalore is also offering such certification courses from 2020. Then you have the Google digital marketing courses. So Google's are also providing various free online MOOC courses that we can have it, we can opt it, and we can take the benefit of it. And apart from that, IIT Madras, and these are just a glimpse of it. But there are various good business B schools who are operating in India and abroad. They are providing very good courses, so you can have the access even. So these are the various, just a glimpse of it. So Swayam and Coursera are the most important parameter if you want to access the ICT tools, ICT concept in terms of massive open online courses. So Swayam and Coursera is good option for you. So online classroom teaching tools. So Zoom is one of them, right? Another one is Classin. Then we have GoToMeeting, Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, Schoolology, and Big Blue Button, right? So these are the various platforms. Those who those were used at the time of pandemic and as and when we are going for the online classes by the various B schools and universities in the time of pandemic to deliver the session to the students, and even for the teaching fraternity to have their meetings and in terms of board of studies, or to deliver the deciding the contents to be delivered to the student. So for various reasons, the various people have used the various tools. So these are the important parameter. Now, what are the platform for the taking exams? So this is a quiz platform that one of them is Google Form quiz. So through which we can conduct the exams for the contents that we have delivered through the online mode. Then Think exam is one of the mode that we can conduct the exams for these target audience for which we want to do. Flexi quiz, testmos.com. So you can design your quiz. It will be floated to the students. Students have the enrollment. They will give the exams, and the scores will be readily available. Profros quiz maker. So these are the various, just a glimpse of it. Apart from this, again, in this case also, you have various other modes also through which you can go for it. So these are the quiz platforms. We have it. And other common tools. right? That is, you can go with ICT tools and Doordarshan. So if I still remember that government has started a maths classes for the school students, primary school students. So students can have the access of the maths classes on Doordarshan in 8 to 10 morning session, right? So through radio programs, right, where learning was possible with the fixed timetable. So even if the COVID pandemics, but learning was unstoppable with the use of this ICT tools and online things that is available for the higher educational institute. So creation of various online platforms or Diksha, Let's Learn English. So this is one of the platform. So which students was having the access of the English courses. Like, okay, ICT resources for education. So these are the resources which we have used at the time of using the ICT tools or conducting the classes on a virtual platform or on a virtual mode. So you have the PPT, you have the monitor, you have the projector, Prezi for the presentation, PPT for the presentation, and we have the our own laptop or so future role of a teacher, yes, in terms of ICT tools and resources. So teachers have to evolve their character building and teaching morals and ethics to students who are spending time in front of a computer. Means if the students are spending time, we need to make them understand that they should utilize their time in a productive manner by searching the things which are useful for their career building and not for the other stuff in terms of social life. So tech generations graduating now and will acquire powerful decision making position in approximately 7 years. But I think this is now in a very short period, not 7 years is too far for now. So we have to acquire this, but at the same time, the biggest challenge is we need to make the understand the students that they should not deviate themselves for the non-meaningful use, right? So their knowledge and abilities about using technology will influence educational directions and result in major innovation, right? So if the students are going in right direction, so it will brings the major changes in terms of the innovation and good practices among the students. So teachers who are expert in certain fields can also offer specific disciplines over the internet to numerous students in various countries. If you know certain things, you can make your own videos, you can publish on YouTube's, and you can also have the good amount of practices to have your good followers and to have your own brand in terms of various subjects or things. So that is possible with the use of ICT tool, which was not possible when you are taking the classes in the four-way round physical classrooms, right? So this is a future role of a teacher. So this is a future roadmaps. So I'll quickly go out with this. So so ICT has bring the Indian government needs to have a more connectivity in the rural students. So rural students can also have the benefit of this particular things where it is not majorly it has been reached to the many villages. Still there are certain villages which are not having good access, right? So Indian telecom sectors needs to add need mobile towers to have right of way policy announced in 2016. Then there is an BharatNet project which has been introduced by the government of India in 2022 to have the high scalable network infrastructure, and you can have the access of good broadband connectivity plan with the household mission of digital India, right? So this is very important. Then learning centric student friendly tablets. So government are issuing free tablets to the graduating students. So students can use the tablet for their own access, right? Then Telecom Regulatory Authority of India should have the student friendly data packs. Many of the time they need to provide free data to the students. So ICT friendly content should also develop that free access and all these things should be required. And at the same time, the right information to the right customer is also required, and ICT resourceful schools should be priority, right? So we need to design universities that they are more prone to use of the innovative tools and techniques for the coming generation in terms of delivering the session to the higher education. So this corona crisis has changed at the picture of the higher education, and it has used by the ICT tools. So ICT has helped this education in a multiple way, and it is good to see that national education policy that has been bring by the government of India in 2020, they talks about eliminating digital divides and expanding ICT based educational initiatives, and we must be hopeful for the better future of India with this particular educational policy. So questions that we have it, and that's it from my side. If you have any questions, you can ask. If any questions from any audience.